It ain't even gonna be close at 154.
So he'll rule 154.
Easy.
He would have fought and made it a fight, but Jaron is too much.
Guy is talented and has the skill level that Boots has. Anything can happen, but don't get it wrong. Bud has that skill level too, so.
Terence Crawford has won 5 different titles. No one can beat him as king. He did the impossible by moving up in weight classes to beat Canelo Alvarez, the most famous boxer in the world, and become a 3-time undisputed winner. He has shut up all of his critics, beaten all of the men who were put up against him, and solidified his place as an all-time great.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part.
The best boxer in the world is Terence Crawford. He is that guy, pound for pound. Since he got his 4th belt, he has been the clear world winner 3 times. 140 pounds, 147 pounds, and now 168 pounds has won all the belts. Guys who are thought to be bigger and stronger are rarely fought. Crawford possessed a lot of power. Crawford was strong enough to push him away and show him how strong he really was. He hit with his jab. He had some space. He's calm in the ring. He wasn't scared. He moved back and forth as needed to keep us separate. He talked to enough people to earn respect when it was needed. Terence Crawford fought very well and wonderfully. He has beaten all of them except Jaron Boots Ennis, a young monster who is often called his reflection. It's not just a tough fight. There is a fight over history. The one thing that could break Bud's rule the most.
Who they are cancels out each other as far as height. You know, they both switch hitters, lift, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people, pretty much.
Jaron Ennis is more than just a boxer who has never lost. He is an expert and a scary puzzle with a score of 34-0. More than half of those wins have been shocking knockouts. It's not just win for him. With speed, power, and a switch hitting style that looks eerily like theirs, he's ending nights early.
He said, Sean, what you think? I said, he's too much. He's just too much. When you got somebody who is just so intuitive in the ring, so intelligent in the ring, and then got the speed and the quickness, the agility, the power, clearly, the everything to back it up, it's like he's too much.
This is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So sure. I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So I gotta go with Crawford.
This is more than just fun in the hometown. Meek Mill, an artist from Philadelphia who knows a lot about famous people from the area, says that Boots is going to be the next big thing. After Ennis's amazing knockout in the first round, Meek sent Terence Crawford a very scary message. Of course I'm with Boots. He told Crawford that he was about to find out what this shot was all about and learn more about the creatures that live in Philadelphia.
Crazy that my TV paused as soon as he knocked him out. That was crazy as shit. But shout out to Boots. Boots the next legend to come up in this shit.
How does Crawford and Boots play out, Meek?
Crawford and Boots play out? I'm rocking with Boots, of course. I'm from Philly. Crawford, you already know you about to meet this Philly shit. It's all love, but you about to see what this Philly shit about. We real monsters. Let's get it.
This shows that Ennis is more than just a rival. He is a storm that can't be stopped.
What we know? I don't know nothing. I'm trying to find out what I know. Enlighten me.
What you mean enlighten me? You for Devin and you for me.
You jumped up out of my sanction body to go fight in the IBF. So what I know?
What you mean?
What you mean? What I mean? Was you ranked in the WBA or not?
Yo, it don't even matter. Yo,
all right, catch up, little homie. Catch up, then. If it don't matter, catch up.
Yo, he picked Evan.
Catch up.
Evan was way under.
You just said it don't matter. Catch up. I'm talking about before that.
He not about it. We already know he not about what he's talking about.
I'm not about what? I'm not about what?
You don't want to fight.
You said I'm not about what?
You don't want to fight.
Man, go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Right, go ahead.
You dreaming, man. You talking in your dreams,
don't
man.
Fight. Yo, we asked for that fight plenty of times, yo.
When?
Plenty of times.
What's plenty? When?
Man,
you fronting.
You know
One person who was in the fire with Crawford thinks this is a lot more scary. Sean Porter may have the most important point of view because he is the only one who really knows what both guys are capable of. His last fight in that division was against Porter, who is a former champion and a very good boxer in his own right. Porter's corner stepped in and stopped a terrible fight. He has seen Crawford's talent for himself and has also fought Jaron Ennis. Porter told a true story on his show about a fight that changed the way he saw the world. He said Ennis hit him with a real right hand, which made him stop and say, "Yo, that was real. It wasn't just a boxing tap. It was also a shot to warn you."
You had one of them in eights and the other in sparring?
I don't know, because that dude hit me with a right hand in the sparring, and I was like, I was like, yo, that was real.
It's one of those things where
Porter was always the boss until he fought Crawford, which he himself admits. He says that Bud is a real strong male and that he planned to hurt him physically.
I was an alpha male until I got in the ring with that dude.
It just
that dude, like, it was like the more he wasn't allowing me to do he wasn't, and it was like, damn, okay, well then shit, you know?
The way Porter speaks makes me think of something scary. He thinks the same thing about Boots Ennis. That's why Porter says he doesn't know who will win. He calls it a fight between an A+ and an A modern masterpiece that can be put up with works by Hagler, Hearns, and Leonard.
What do you think would have happened? The version of Ennis here in 25 that you sparred in Philly against the version of Crawford in 21 that you fought, what would that have looked like?
I truly don't know, because Terence is just
somebody getting stopped.
I don't know. That this fight right here, if this fight were to happen this year, it will go down in history as one of the classic fights that go with the Marvin Hagler and Tommy Hearns, that go with the Ray Leonard and all of those.
You know
guys.
what fight I always thought these two would resemble in their own way was when James Toney would fight Mike McCallum.
Oh wow!
And they would have. Go watch those fights. You will see the highest level of exchanges in box.
Don't.
Yeah. Counter. Like just
with speed and power.
I just think
and creativity.
You just don't see that. That's what this would have been.
Yep.
100%.
A+ versus A.
That's A+ versus A. I like that.
Terrence just a little too much and will catch him.
Yeah.
And buzz Boots. And I think that'll. I think Terrence stops him.
It's such a special fight because you got two alpha males in the ring that are true alpha males. You know what I mean?
That this fight, if it happened this year, would go down in history as one of the greats, along with the fights between Marvin Hagler and Tommy Hearns, Ray Leonard, and others.
That would be like if Sean fought Floyd Mayweather. Oh, I thought that was good.
I'd compare it to this. Jaron Ennis, Terence Crawford. Jaron Ennis is Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter. Terence Crawford's Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan.
There you go.
Perfect. A+,
And if you just look at the highlight reels, you might actually think Vince Carter is better. You might think Vince Carter is even better.
That's perfect.
That's
just like that.
He can't explain it even better.
Porter's co-host used an example that perfectly shows why this epic fight is happening. He said that Ennis was like the new breed of explosive superstars like Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady. Crawford, on the other hand, is not like that. He is a famous figure, like Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. This is a beautiful description of the battle.
What is Boots versus Terence Crawford? What does that look like?
I don't know yet, cause we haven't seen Boots in against a guy that has touched him good enough to really test his chin. So we don't. That's the only thing we don't know about him yet. We don't know if he can take the real punch yet, because we haven't seen it. But as far as the skill goes, he got everything. And that fight could be a very difficult fight because he has.
Is Ennis just a showy, very talented youngster who can put on a great show? Or is Crawford really the GOAT? He has a high battle IQ and can figure out any puzzle you give him.
Performance.
Listen.
Talk to me about them.
Boots is the guy.
How does that fight play out? The super fight, Crawford versus Boots.
I went to the Crawford fight
I was there
in Vegas. I'm not gonna hold you. He really, really surprised me. I'm talking about in a good way, like it was next level. You know, because everybody was talking about how homie was gonna be too big for him, too powerful, Canelo, how he was gonna be too overpower him. And it was none of that. Actually, he wasn't even that. He ain't even really that bigger than him.
He didn't break a sweat, right?
Yeah. That was light work. He took him all the way out of his fight. Very impressive.
Mano, a rapper who was in the ring when Crawford beat Canelo in a memorable fight, backs the current king. Many people thought the bigger guy was going to beat him, but Crawford surprised everyone by giving a great showing. Mano is sure that Crawford will win because he has shown that he can adapt to any opponent. He thinks that Crawford is better at strategy than Ennis has ever been.
Feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy. And Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, that he's still very much...
Crawford is a great leader in the ring and a great boss. Eddie Hearn, the promoter, called it the best fight in boxing and said that Ennis was the next Crawford, ready to take the kingdom.
Right now in my career, a lot of people like boost this, boost that, boost this. Fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation. I win, they're gonna say, oh well, he was young, he wasn't ready. He was talented, he was skillful, but you got the experience over him. You got, so much more than this kid that never been tested before. Me fighting Boots will be like, okay, well, you beat Boots. It's not a mega fight.
The experts have come to a firm decision. Crawford has broken up feuds and killed legends, but Boots seems to be the only man with the speed, power, and ring smarts to take over after him. This is the last test for many. The Absolute King has to face the only young killer who can really show that he is the best of his time. This is the most obvious inconsistency. There is a lot of debate about the moment.
Would you consider going back down to 154 and face Jaron Ennis, the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight?
Nope. I ain't going down 154.
Interview 15. With all eyes on him after his huge win over Canelo Alvarez, Crawford was asked straight about the fight that everyone wants, one with Jaron Ennis. His response was quick and rude.
What about the Terence Crawford fight? I'm tired of answering questions about it. He already said millions of times that he not fighting me or looking my way, so I'm just tired of answering them questions, and if a fight happened, it happened. I want it to happen, but if not, yeah.
Since rumors have it that Terence Crawford already has the WBA 154-pound belt, he is the champion in the group. He says he won't be in. There's no need for him to lose weight in order to get back down. This is about him defending his title against the man who most people thought was the best opponent, the only person who could beat him. This refusal in public has caused a split in the fighting community.
And it's first Lima. Who is this Lima guy though, bro? This is what Boots does though. Boots fights this level of opposition. He hasn't fought anyone that's like an A-tier fighter. But what he does is amazing. Like when Lima's southpaw, he come out and normally comes out, he's like a bit of a switch hitter. Normally starts in southpaw, Ennis, but he come out orthodox. Yeah. And that, I think that threw Lima off. But once he lays hands on you, it's mad.
It was impressive still. It was impressive to get him out of there. 2 knockdowns and then the ref jumped in.
You call me crazy, yeah? I sat there thinking, what?
I feel like they should fight.
They were supposed to fight.
I know.
They were supposed to fight. I don't. It's like, what's Spud? Why though? Why is Spud fighting that fight? Like, it's a generational fight that he doesn't need to buck, bro.
There is another idea that is just as strong. Another one from Gilly Dockett, who lives in Philadelphia. Gilly, like Meek, cheers for the hometown hero, but his study shows that the 154-pound class is not a good place to be. He looks up to Crawford and thinks of him as a fighting legend. He has so much faith in Boots that it's almost scary. When asked about other possible opponents, such as Virgil Ortiz, an unbeatable power puncher, Gilly just smiled and said Ennis would make a lot of money. Gilly is sure that Boots will win the 154-pound class. He thinks that Ennis won't be able to really compete until he turns 168. In a new way, this shows why Crawford said no. It might not be fear. Maybe Crawford, who works as a planner, sees what Gilly does not. He may know that the 154-pound division is new ground for him to master and that he'll be ready for bigger challenges and bigger paychecks at 160 or 168.
Now you got Boots Ennis in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, you know, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, you know, we just going to keep saying, oh, Boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, like, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but I'm looking for bigger and better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
That definitely. Definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for, you know.
There is, however, an easier and maybe even more cynical reason for all of this. It's the one that puts money ahead of fear. Mano set everything up perfectly. If you asked Crawford what to do next, he just said, "Get the bag." He said that if it were Crawford, the fight with Canelo Alvarez would be his first choice. This is a good example of the tense main conflict in professional boxing, which is between tradition and modernity. There will be a 9-figure pay for the Canelo rematch, which is the most in the sport. The fight with Jaron Ennis, on the other hand, is a nightmare of high risk and low return. It's not even close to making him money. Crawford doesn't seem to care about the fight. His Excellency Turki Alalshik is expected to finish the fight by everyone. It doesn't seem to get done. I think Terence is thinking about why he wants to go to 154. He wants to beat 154. It seems to me that Terence only wants to fight Canelo Alvarez and win 154-pound belts. He doesn't want to get into the ring with a boot on. The opponent is a young, hungry monster who hits hard, has a style similar to Crawford's, and does not yet have Canelo's world pay-per-view numbers.
He wants 2 or 3 more fights. What fights do you think he should take?
Okay, one is the rematch.
Okay.
Then yeah, I mean, I would like to see Boots get a real shot. So yeah, why not? Did Crawford never fought Teofimo, right?
No, Teofimo's too light.
Too light, right?
Yeah, he's at 140 pounds. Crawford's at 168. He'll move down to 154, 160 to fight Boots.
Up there?
At 168?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of competition.
Yeah,
the guy that just knocked out Berlanga, Hazma, nobody really probably wants to see that. Everybody's calling for Boots. So, you know, the two skilled fighters, they both switch hitters.
And they counter punches.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
You have any, like, you lean towards anybody? Or you like
Crawford,
50-50?
man. Crawford? Though, right? Because, I mean, he's showing the propensity to be able to adapt to any fighter. You know what I mean?
That is exactly why those who support it say, it is the only one left. The master is going up against the monster. Jordan of this year will play McGrady, who might be even better. Sean Porter thinks he is the only man who truly has the aura of an alpha male and can beat other top boxes.
Myself in shooting it straight. So you do the same thing. And shooting it straight to the people, that's our job. That's our responsibility. I don't care who I'm friends with, not friends with, like, don't like, you know, it doesn't matter. It's not going to sway how I'm going to say something. So I'll start right there and say it. Boots Ennis he's the real package. He's the full package. I've been saying this for a long time. It's no secret. And a lot of people see it, and they had their ups and downs about how they feel about him. But he's the full package. He can fight inside, outside. He can punch. He's got good hand speed. He's technically solid. His father does a good job. He's mentally right. He's got the amateur pedigree. He's the full package. But yeah, he had the right guy in front of him.
The end of Terence Crawford's perfect career is almost here. As Mano suggested, he can follow the money and get the bag. He can agree to fight Canelo again, cash another $100 million check, and maybe even quit. Jaron Ennis will always be a mystery in his legacy. There is only one best what if. He could also follow in the path of legends from the past. He could go around and face the Philadelphia monster that everyone tells him to stay away from. This would eliminate the biggest threat to his power.